Well, hey there, you're on the internet, I have some free time, and welcome to the Triple N Network, where all you newbie nib nerds can find all the news you'll need. Let's look at an ink today, shall we? Now, today's ink was provided by the wonderful, mysterious Penefactor. Came in this Levenger sample set, where, you get lots of different kinds of ink in cartridges. And unfortunately, I've forgotten just how little ink there is in cartridges, so that has become a bit of a problem in further tests. But the ink also claims to be light fast, which admittedly I haven't tested, and quick drying, which does not always appear to be the case. But this ink is very saturated. That's something that seems to be consistent throughout. And today's ink is... Okay, I know that it's supposed to be Claret, but I'm going to call it Claret because I am a cultureless American fool. Now, Claret is, it's such a bright, vibrant, I don't know what to call it. Is it like a magenta? Is it like a pinkish maroon? I don't know. It's very vibrant. It looks like cartoon red wine. I don't know. It's very intense. But here's it compared to Levenger's Cardinal Red, which is their other red. It's sort of a more simple red. Noodler's Swirl Wine, like swirl cactuses. Anyways, Private Reserve Burgundy Mist, Noodler's Burgundy, Diamine Merlot, and Pilot Iroshizuku Yamaburo. So, it's not as purple as some of them. It's more maroon than some of them. I really don't have any other ink quite this color. All the tests were done in this Sheaffer V.F.M. with this sort of standard medium nib. Actually, oh no, it's got Levenger's Regal in it, which is sort of their dark, rich purple. Anyways. Let's check out the chromatography, and as you will no doubt be able to tell from this chromatography, like I said, it is deeply saturated. There is a lot going on in here. Yeah, you can see where the initial drop was put and where it got pushed up. It's sort of that sort of dark pink, and then there's this touch of purple at the top. And again, this is not how you're supposed to do chromatography. The second one, this is where you let it dry. As you can see, this dot got a bit darker, but there's still a ton washing away. So, top down in density, Clairefontaine, 90 grams per square meter. It took 9 seconds to dry, which in a medium nib and claiming to be quick drying is not super impressive, but this is Clairefontaine, and it's very saturated. When an ink has a lot of saturation, by which I mean a lot of particles in the liquid of the ink, a lot of times it can sort of prevent it from drying very quickly, so I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, it's a very bright color. It somehow manages to be like a dark, rich color, and yet also a very bright color. Really good shading, and actually there's some sheen. I don't know if I'm going to get it on camera. You can see it in the word "the" really clearly in person. I don't know if it'll show up on camera, though. It's a gold sheen. Well, you can kind of see it flashing a bit there, but... And it's in the words a little bit as well. That was just the easiest to get on camera. But yeah, there's no bleed, there's no feather, there's no spread, there's not much echo, but this is very dense paper. And I said the flow was 5 out of 10. It's a nice steady flow. It's not overly wet or dry. But yeah, as you can see, since there's so much, there's a great percentage of, particles in the ink. When you add more water, a lot of times it just washes away. But what's at the center is actually pretty clear and pretty there. It's just more of a red. Now, next is Rhodia, 80 grams per square meter. And does this ever happen to people? Sometimes like the last pages in a notebook or, like a thing of paper, they'll start behaving really badly. Like the further down into the notebook you get, the worse the paper behaves. Because that's what happened to me here. This was one of the last pages, and I don't know if you'll see this, but like, see that? The C in Claret, and the L in Levenger, and then, the T in the. And it happens in other places too. It's not just localized to there. But anyways, 8 seconds to dry. Nice shading, very bold color. There's a bit of sheen here too, not as much, but there is some. But anyways, there's that. Which, I mean, anyone who knows Rhodia knows how rare that is, and I really don't think that's the ink's fault. I think there was something off about this particular bit of paper, so go easy on it. But yeah, there was no spread. There's nice shading, and again, something weird about this paper, because when I added more water, yes, it made a mess, a lot washed away, but also we got this weird feathery explodey thing going on, so. Anyways, moving on. Tomoe River. Fantastic shading, really bold color. You get this great halo effect. Hopefully I'll be able to get this gold halo sheen on camera for you. That would be really nice. You see that? Is it doing it? Well, anyways, it's there. And it's in the writing as well. Like, let's see if we can get it in the. There's lots of it in the. Oh, there it is in Levenger, the L. Anyways, it's all throughout, but since it's not a very broad nib, it's kind of hard to get on camera. But yeah, there's some echo, because it is very thin paper, and this is a very bold ink. There's no bleed, it's just, as you can see, like that's the light hitting it full on, and there's just sort of that bit of show through. Fantastic color, and I don't even like pink. I mean, that's one of the things that, you know, I freely admit I'm not a pink fan. Actually, I like the music. Anyways, kind of messy, as we've seen. But again, what's at the center is very clear, very there. It's just sort of more of a dark pink, almost a red. Next is 20-pound copier paper. And this is the worst 20-pound copier paper to ever exist. As you'll see, the lines got much broader. They seriously opened up. There's really not much shading left at all. But the color is still just bam, just so bright. 3.5 seconds to dry. There is some feathering going on. It's not great. And that is a lot of bleed for a medium nib. But again, I mean, look at this paper. Look at it. Look at what it did. See that? God, this paper sucks. But, yeah, as you can see, water test, it's a mess. But again, if you had to recover that, you could, because what's at the center is very dark and very clear. Next is Mead Notebook Paper, where it took 3 seconds to dry. It's still very bold, very bright. There's really not any shading left. I said there's a lot of near bleed through to extreme show through. Actually, I think I can call that bleed. As you can see, it didn't make it all the way to the other side, but it would render writing on both sides impossible, or at least unwise. Yeah, not fantastic. But water test, you definitely could recover that. It would make a mess, but you could recover it. And lastly is Moleskine notebook paper. Unfortunately, this is that really well-behaved Moleskine notebook paper. Like if you see how the paper itself isn't necessarily shiny on this side? Then you turn it over, on this side it is. So something about the old Moleskine paper just made it behave better. But it still took a really long time to dry on here. Here there's also sheen. I doubt I'll get it on camera, but it's worth a shot. But yeah, there was no bleed, no feather, no spread. So again, take many grains of salt here, but bold, rich. Again, fantastic water test. What's at the center is very clear, very there, but it did make a mess. So there you go. There's Levenger's Claret, or Claret. It's a very bold, vibrant color. I really don't have anything like it. Extremely saturated. So it will take some time to dry, but since it claims to be faster, I had to really just lump it in with average dry time, actually. Has a nice gold sheen where you lay it on nice and wet. If this is a color you like, I say definitely give it a try. For your consideration from the Triple N Network, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching. Bye.